Hey, this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Klim Kalike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, this video is about August and what I see happening. Now let's get into that. So on July 31st, Venus enters Leo in Magha Nakshatra, and this is a Gandanta point, which is a point of challenge and crisis, which can also signify drowning or death in water. It was still at this Gandanta point within 3 degrees before this as well. Now, this can be a crisis in relationship, business partnership, so you may already be going through this, that must transform or die off, as Saturn is aspecting Leo while it's in Aquarius in Purva Bhadrapada. Saturn is career, and some may be going through a change in this area. This could be with bosses, superiors, leaders, or a relationship with someone older than you, someone in an organization possibly. This person might have shown you a side of them that you have never seen before, like you thought they were a different person, but this will only last until August 3rd. On August 1st, Ketu and Mars are aspecting each other at an exact degree, while Saturn is aspecting Jupiter, and Jupiter is conjunct Mars. And this will be an ongoing theme all month. This can cause issues in finance, as Mars and Jupiter are in Rohini, which is the wheels of commerce. This can also involve crops and farmers, as it is the ox cart that brings the harvest. These issues with finance can involve employment, strikes, warlike activities. This can bring out aggressive acts, and to the worst, death. This can also mean health matters as well, because the next new moon, which is on August 4th, is in Ashlesha, which is all about health matters. Ashlesha is the snake. It's about coiling, clinging, embracing. It has to do with deception, secrecy, insincerity, something that is poisonous. It could be something that you're clinging on to out of insecurity or neediness. On the positive, it's intuition, it's sexuality, it's kundalini. But I see that there could be a conflict in the matters of finance and health. Ashlesha is all about health matters, especially in this pada where the new moon is taking place. It can also signify a death or a loss of a leader and conflicts in war, as I will explain in my next video about the new moon, which will be coming out after this video. Now, Mercury goes retrograde on August 4th. So Mercury goes retrograde in Leo in Magha Nakshatra, and then goes back to Ashlesha. So the government could be revisiting matters of finance or lack thereof, because Ketu is second from Mercury in Virgo. They may have to go in a different direction than previously thought. The leadership may also be under revision. The government uses this nakshatra against the people. Last time Venus was retrograde in Ashlesha is when we had the Maui fires. This is the Gandanta point, which is a point of crisis or a point of drowning as well. Mercury will be within 3 degrees of this point on August 17th and will be at 29 degrees on August 22nd, when we will see a disaster. I can see this happening around August 21st as well, when the moon is in Purva Bhadrapada, which is conjunct Saturn, and the next day the moon conjuncts Rahu in Pisces. So when it's in Purva Bhadrapada in Aquarius, this can cause literal deaths or blackouts of sorts. In Pisces, this can be a weather disaster, but also something to do with electricity, like a cyber attack, internet, or phones going down. If it does, it's a test by the government. Ashlesha is a snake that is deceptive, that creates disasters. The people are the snake that gets slayed by the government, the people sitting on the throne in Magha. On the 29th is when it will station direct, and that's another day to look at for events occurring. Mercury is also the significator of Ashlesha, where we start our month off with a new moon in Ashlesha, so that's very interesting. On August 15th, Jupiter, Mars will conjunct and square Saturn, and Saturn will be opposing Venus. So on August 15th, we have Saturn squaring Mars at an exact degree, and Mars will be conjunct Jupiter within 1 degree. Mars will also square Venus, and this will be closer to an exact square around the 19th and the 20th, which will be highlighted in the full moon in Dhanishta on the 19th. Which can be a major transformation in the matters of wealth and finance. This can be a loss that angers and frustrates many. This will also be highlighted as Venus is opposing Saturn. Venus is our material assets, our relationships and partnerships. What we value in life may feel limited in some way, or it may be possessed by those in government or those in authority positions, and the population may feel suppressed by this. On August 19th, there will be an exact square with Saturn squaring Jupiter exactly and opposing Venus on the 19th. So Mercury will also be combust and retrograde at this time. So there'll be a lot of confusion on this day, and it will be at the Gandanta point, which is a point of crisis that can affect the leaders, the most famous, the most rich, and involves communication, travel, relationships in the entertainment industry, the stock market, and sports. There can be conflicts and deception with leaders in government in warlike activities and health matters. People and partners may get caught up in lies. The sun will be at the Gandanta point at this time as well. This can also signal a weather disaster like an earthquake that causes many deaths, but also floods or things with water. This will also affect the warlike activities, foreign affairs as well, and cause perhaps international disputes. Now, the full moon on August 19th is in Dhanishta, and the moon will be with Saturn conjunct. But Saturn is a little bit further at 23 degrees, but it is squaring Jupiter and Mars in the 4th house. So this is the wealthiest and the most famous people in the world, which is represented by the drum, which is the nakshatra musicians and artists. It's the rhythm of life. Venus will be in Purva Falguni, which is relationships, and the government may be very self-serving, egotistical at this time. This will be happening in the 3rd pada. It usually promotes marital harmony, but this marriage is being affected as Saturn is aspecting Mars and Jupiter. There is some kind of conflict. The population and the inner mind isn't at rest. It relates to those in music, fine arts, divination, and astrology. This can affect anyone in the entertainment industry, even astrologers who make videos or tarot card readers who make videos as well. Mercury retrograde is the 5th house lord, which can show that there may have to reverse some decision that maybe that was made in the Olympics that causes a crisis and a different decision to be made, because the 5th house is about sports, but it can also have to do with the market, speculative gains. This can affect the music industry, entertainment industry, the most wealthy. A transformation is occurring and secrets are coming to light. People are not who they say they were, and they're being deceptive. This may affect relationships with other countries and leaders and money. The most wealthy artists, entertainment industry may have to go in a different direction. I was thinking maybe this has to do with TikTok or social media, for example. But it does have a lot to do with athletes. So that's why I was thinking this, perhaps that has something to do, because this is after the Olympics. So maybe something is found out that there was some type of deception. But this also involves the military. Also, the real estate business could be affected. There could be some kind of downturn at the end of the month. This could also include songwriters, writers in general, as Mercury will be retrograde. So this can affect anybody in mercurial jobs as well. So those who are maybe writing in the music industry. And then on August 26th, Mars enters Gemini and squares Venus and Ketu by sign. This can cause frustration and anger, as a split occurs in relationships based on practicality or resources, or based on debt. Mercury will be in Ashlesha at the Gandanta point. So this could be a result of a crisis because of the Mercury retrograde at the Gandanta point. I will explain more in my video coming up about this moon at the end of the month, this full moon. I will have an entire video about that. And I'll have another video coming out for the new moon in the next couple days, and I will explain more in detail about this new moon that I talked about in the beginning of this video. So that's just a little bit about what I see for this month coming up. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one.